Hey guys, I wanted to share my recent makeup favourites with you. Concealer. I have recently been trying the Westman Atelier, this one, and the new Victoria Beckham one, and I'm still happy with that. I will still play with it, but I think this is the winner because it's not like any other concealer that I've ever tried. Basically, you need the tiniest amount. So I put a dot there for that blueness right at the corner of my eye, one dot for this kind of dark shadowy area, and then a little bit on the outer corner. Tiny dots blended with my finger. I don't really favour a brush for this because I'm not using very much and I want to press it all into the skin. It doesn't crease, it doesn't need to be set, and for me, which is an absolute game changer, this lasts 6 hours, 7 hours plus. Now, other people are going to get even longer out of it, but I'm saying reliably, it might still be fine after that. I get at least that. And for me, I'm the sort of person who's, I don't know, if I go to London for the day, I have to have a makeup bag and I have to touch up regularly, and then it all gets a bit cakey. With this, I don't even set it, it's just done. And it's small, it's convenient. My only gripe with this was finding the colour match. So I found L2, which this is great for under the eyes, but I also have L4 because if I've used tanning drops or something, or it's, you know, I'm not too pale, then the L4 is better on my other areas of the face for concealing hyperpigmentation and blemishes and the redness that I've started getting on my chin. But for under the eyes, the L2 is better. I prefer to mix L2 and L4, either mixed literally or in different areas of the face. L3, and my warning is, they call it golden, but it's very yellow. So if you're really warm, you might be fine with it. But for me, L3 just sticks out like a sore thumb. I don't really have a use for it. So I bought 3 shades, happy with 2. Any other base products? Oh, this, before I forget about it, is incredible. This is the by Mario, what is it called? Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray. People are always saying in videos about setting sprays and how it's bulletproof and this and that and the other, and you run out and buy it, and then you're like, really? Like I used, and I'm still looking at it now, I used the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray for years, and it's nice in that it makes your makeup soften if you look like you've over powdered, and it just pulls everything together. But I'm not sure how much it promotes long wear of makeup, at least on me. And as I said, makeup, my face just drinks in makeup. I didn't ever really feel like, even 2 or 3 hours later, I don't really have any blusher left. This I used for the first time a couple of weeks ago when we went to London for the day on the train, and it was a disaster. We didn't get back till 1 in the morning because there were train cancellations and stuff. So my makeup was on for 16 hours, and when I went into the bathroom to cleanse, I could still see my highlighter. I mean, it faded a tiny bit. My foundation, though, looked flawless. My concealer was still there. My eyeshadow was still there, just softly faded. No creasing, no weird flaky bits. And it was because I used this. And I've used it every day since, and my makeup is holding up so much better. Amazing. Okay, on to cheeks. Gosh, I mean, this has been the year of blusher, has it? I mean, for me anyway. I'm not going to show any liquid blushes because I'm going to do a separate video on comparing the kind of really popular liquid blushes. I would include the YSL, the Armani, the Huda Beauty, and any others I can think of, and how I feel they perform, because I have very mixed feelings. But I've got 2. This one I've had for a while. This is Patrick Tar. This is just well, it's not actually a conventional blush because it's a blush cream and powder. It is the Double Take cream and powder blush in Not Too Much. It's my perfect shade, that kind of not too warm, not too cool, nudie, brownie pink. Unusually, you put the powder on first and then you put the cream. They're not identical, but they enhance each other. This is a bit lighter. I've got it on now, and it's just such an ethereal kind of ballet pink prettiness, and you can build it up to be a bit stronger. It's just so glowy and lovely, and I like this because it's got 2 formulas. It kind of, they lock in together and it lasts a bit longer. There are loads of great colours. I really, really love that. And then the other one that I'm loving is quite new, but I'm so obsessed with it, and it is the Chanel Broom D'Or number 3. Just a normal powder blush, but much more pigmented and impactful than I remember the last Chanel powder blush in this kind of format that I bought. It is a bit more brown than that one. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm filming in the evening in unnatural light because I had no luck this week. The weather's so changeable that if I film in this window and try to use natural light, the sun goes in and out and it's just horrible. So I'm doing my best. But this is just a lovely, can you see that? Like a soft pinky bronze, put a bit on top, and it's just, I mean, I'm going to cleanse after this anyway, so who cares? It's just so flattering. I'm using the applicator that comes in the container. I don't use these except for touch-ups when I'm out and about, but I'm not one of these people. I'm not a brush snob. I love my nice brushes, but these are perfectly fine, especially for people who are new at doing makeup and are not trying to kind of push the envelope. There's nothing wrong with just using the applicators. I think we all get used to watching people doing makeup and, you know, we expect a really, really high level from ourselves all the time, and it's not always attainable. But I just love that. It gives a golden, trust me, it's a lovely colour. And if you've got much deeper skin tone, you could probably use this as a soft illuminator because it's got that kind of pearly finish. I forgot about these. These, what, I don't know. Those are the powder or cream, like compact blushes that I've been liking the most. But I haven't been playing with my liquid blushes as much as I did all summer because I found the pocket blush from Rode Beauty. So I'll show you the ones I've got and I'll swatch them. I'm a bit reluctant to swatch today because I didn't remember to bring any makeup wipes in here. So hang on a minute, I'm just trying to get the right, yeah. I started off with Freckle and this was still summertime, so I wanted that slightly peachy tone, but it's not so corally or peachy that I can't wear it now in autumn. And then I got Sleepy Girl, and that's more the vibe that I'm into now, which is, oh, there's highlighter there in the way, which is a bit more mauvey and neutral. So pretty. And I love this chunky, like, cute packaging. It's so cool. And then last of all, I got Toasted Teddy, and this is deep, dudes, but I've played with it and found ways to make it work. You just apply less, you just blend and build it up slowly. And sometimes it's because it's quite brown. I've been kind of not into bronzing and contouring, but a couple of times I've just used a bit of that and gone around the hairline and stuff just to give a bit of shape to the edge of the face. But there are the three. Now, where these differ from both the Rare Beauty kind of balmy, Stay Vulnerable blushes, the ones that look like a little pebble, I love those, and my Merit balms, both of those I love, but they're very sheer and natural, and they're not particularly long wearing. These, for a balmy stick, cream, whatever you want to call it, they are more long wearing. You can tell when you swatch them that there is more pigment packed into the amount that you swipe, and therefore they just, the product spreads and you get more impact and it lasts. I still will take whatever one I'm using with me, and occasionally just with my fingers I might tap a little bit more where, you know, in the center of the cheek for the pop, but fabulous. And these blend over powder, but I do try not to mix cream and powder. I know some other people can get away with it more, but obsessed. Worth it. Worth waiting for them to come from the States. Highlighters. I hardly ever buy highlighters anymore. I've kind of found them problematic with showing texture and making me look older. And then the reason I first wanted one of these was the colour. This is a gel powder formula. It's a new release. Was this lilac. I mean, you know, me and lilac and lavender, it's like an obsession. But I thought this is pale enough that I might actually be able to use that as a highlighter. Sometimes lavender highlighters just look so crazy on the cheek. But this one is subtle enough that I can actually wear it as a highlighter. But I primarily bought it for using on the eyes because I've got, what is that colour? Pure Love by Natasha Denona. It was sent to me with some other stuff and I just put it on top of a beigey taupe kind of look in the centre of the lid, and it's just so nice. But I have been doing this a little bit where I just get a bit of this and just use it in the inner corner or on the lid like that, because it's so fine. It's not going to give you that Gosh, I was trying some Pat McGrath Holiday today, and chonky. That's all I've got to say, one word. Chonky, chonky glitters. This is not that. This is like butter, smooth as silk, no fallout. In fact, it's so hard pressed and smooth that you could get hard pan if you're not careful. But we all know you lift hard pan by just putting some sellotape and then you get it back to how it was. But I love that. But for a neutral everyday makeup, I noticed that the lilac was showing a little bit. For an evening out, I don't mind it. Look at it on the eyes though. So I did have to get the Opal Pink shade 4. So this is shade 2, Frosted Lilac, and this is 4. And this is just a neutral kind of beigey pink or nude. And that is going to be just a bit more, you can maybe apply it a bit more liberally because it just sort of works with my skin tone more naturally. That's the Opal, that's the Lilac. I think I'm filming in some silly mode, sorry. So things in the foreground are a bit blurry, but they're both, they just melt into the skin. I have seen a couple of beauty YouTubers that I really like saying that they're really underwhelmed and they don't think this is worth the price. I think you've got to play with different brushes and applying it in different ways. So if I'm applying it under the brow, I just kind of, oh, I've gone a bit crazy there. Earlier, I just tapped a bit on with my finger, and now I've made an absolute fool of myself because that's just too much. But on the cheeks, I just use a little bit and build it up, but it's never too much, especially in this more natural shade. I do think you're going to get more impact if you use a natural hair brush. If you use a synthetic brush, you might not pick up enough to get the payoff that you want. But I am someone who wants a glow. I don't want any visible glitter or shimmer or too much. To me, this is just like as smooth and perfect as a, I mean, that's quite impactful there, as like a liquid highlighter. This is a lovely brush. This is the BK Beauty 112. Eyeliners. I'm all over the place jumping from one thing to the other. It's more of a general thing. I used to have a brown eyeliner and a black eyeliner. And then very occasionally I would buy a crazy kind of glittery eyeliner from Urban Decay or something for the holiday season. Well, I have been stepping out of my comfort zone, and it started with the YSL Lines Liberated release. I was just very drawn in by the autumn appropriate colours. So this one, I don't know the name, but the colour is 8. And it's like a soft green, more of an army green than the other green that I have. Don't know if you can see that in this rubbish filming setup today, sorry. Then I got the bronze, or the, is it bronze or antique bronze? And that's number 3. You get a brush on the other end. I prefer a sponge for blending and smoking, but you could use this to kind of extend the wing out, I guess. That one's the bronzy one. And then I got all carried away and overconfident, and I added some Lisa Eldridge ones. Oh, Night Forest is a darker green. I'll draw it next to that green. Obsessed. It's so creamy, that one. The YSL ones, they last, they don't budge. They're fine, they don't drag, but they're not as creamy as the Victoria Beckham. And the Victoria Beckham's not as creamy as the Lisa Eldridge. The Lisa Eldridge is the creamiest, for me, eyeliner I've ever tried. So I bought Night Forest, and then I also got Ground Coffee, because loads of people were mentioning that to me, that it was just such a nice non-orangey, non-warm brown, and that one's there. I've been wearing that a lot. Been wearing eyeliner nearly every day. And then I bought 2. I already have the Ash, which is a dark grey, the black, just the matte black, not the sparkly black. And then Victoria Beckham does a very nice, is it this one? Navy Noir, so sophisticated if you've got blue eyes. It's almost black, but you can pick up that rich navy, so nice. But I added a couple more. I'm wearing Cinnamon today, which is a lighter warm brown. It's definitely deeper than this bronze one. It is a proper cinnamony brown, and it's not too matte. It's got a bit of a glow to it. And then for the upcoming holiday season, because I've got bronzy ones, I don't like a gold liner, I like an antique bronze liner, But I added this that I've meant to get for ages, and that's Sea Grey, which is actually like a metallic silver, but maybe slightly gunmetal, a darker silver there. So yeah, I've just been playing with all of those, and it's fun. There are certain colours I would avoid. I don't do like the pinks and the reds and the burgundies, because I don't want, especially after that disastrous eye thing I had a year and a half ago, I don't want to make myself look like I've got pink eye. So I don't mind a bit of a reddy or warm shade in the crease, but I don't really want it anywhere near my lash line because it just makes me look weird. So yeah, I've been having fun with those. This mascara, talk about products that I've already got a backup of this brown and a black one ready to go. This is the Swede Cloud Mascara, and this is my favourite mascara, and I can't see it changing anytime soon. It's just, I'm not wearing it actually tonight. I put on the kitten lash because it shows up more when you're filming, but for every day, especially in the brown, it's just so soft. It's an easy wand, it's quite small. I feel like it's easy to get the brush right at the root and get that long fanned out thing. Not loads of volume, but I don't need that in the day. And I never like poke myself in the eye with it. It never smudges, it's never clumsy, it's just easy. Really adore this, and it is utterly smudge proof. No Panda eyes, nothing. It's amazing. I'm just so obsessed with this, so that I've already bought several more. And I think that's everything other than lips. I think so. Oh, and a couple of nail polishes. So I mostly get gels, but in the summer I fell in love with this Chanel Vernis in Song d'été, which is Song of Summer, which is this pearly, shimmery glazed donut one, which is great on a bare nail or over clear gels, which I sometimes do so that I can just put my own colours on. And I wanted to go into more autumny colours, and I'll probably go back to this because the whole glazed donut thing's great year round. But then they released almost like the winter version of that. So this is 189 Phénomène. And this is like the same sort of effect, but darker, and it shifts kind of green and purple. But both of these are just my absolute favourite. This formula is brilliant. I find a lot of the Chanel nail varnishes, the milkier kind of pastels are the worst. If you're more skilled, you might be fine. Like I sent Andrea the pale blue. I know she'll make it work, but on me, it just looked really thick and weird when I tried to build up the coats. But the metallic ones like that, the shimmery ones, very forgiving, not streaky at all. Lips, I've got 1, 2, 3 formulas. Loving the Lisa Eldridge Balm that was a recent release. I've only got one. It's Épanoui, and I'm wearing it now. And it is just, there's a sheen, but it's a very thin sheen that's clearly not lip gloss. I hate the feeling of, if I can't touch my lips together and it's just kind of like that, I can't cope with that thick feeling. But I'm loving this, and I can put it on without a mirror, and it's just so very nice. I'm just going to top it up. I got the one that was slightly pinky. The other one that everybody loves is Sweet Fig, but I tried that and it's just like a bit too browny on me maybe. Then I fell in love with these. These are again, I don't really like the gloss bombs from Fenty. I've had them before, but I don't reach for them on the daily because lip gloss that's a bit wetter and thicker like that, I'm just always desperate to wipe it off, even though that one's not particularly sticky. But she released them in stick form, so they're not shimmery, they're just shiny, and they're so great. So first of all, I had Is It Fussy, which is like a really, I'm running out of places to swatch, guys, which is like a really nice mid pink that's mauvey, but it's not too pale that it comes off as a nude. It's there, gorgeous. They smell fruity and yummy, and the packaging is just, and they're shiny, but they're not like the balms that I like that lovely Lancome one that I bought when I bought the Lancome matte bronzer. What are they called? The butter ones. It's like that in that there's no they don't feel thin and slippy. They feel like there's enough that it's like sticking to your lips. I don't really know how to explain it. Like there's grip basically. And then I also bought the liner. I like the liners, but they're not in the favourites because they're just like, okay, they're great, but they're not like amazing like these. And then I also got the next one up, which is Riri. So there's Hibiscus, which is a brighter pink. This is almost like the big sister of this one in that it's in the same colour family but deeper, a bit more of a berry mauve, but it's soft berry. It's not like a scary burgundy. There. I'll do some more. These will appear in upcoming videos where I'm applying makeup, but they are honest, trust me, they're glossy. They make your lips look fuller. No tingling or anything to worry about. They're just stunning. And then these are my most recent lipsticks, I think, apart from the holiday stuff that's coming in. These are from Givenchy and they are Le Rouge Interdit Satin. I got 111 and they're in this lovely leather packaging. I mean, they do some of the most stunning packaging. So these are a satin lipstick and 111 is another, you guessed it, pinky, nudie kind of colour. I mean, they're not really being shown off here. I'm going to have to do some better daylight videos, but I thought it was better to do this than not at all. Just have not had time. And then, because I do go a bit bolder at this time of year, I went with 231. And this is so lovely. This is like a raspberry pink, not quite a berry. It's not quite as deep as that Riri. It's brighter and pinker. So that is Givenchy 231, Givenchy 111. Beautiful formulas, moisturising, but again, sort of thick and substantial enough to grip. And then Riri in the Gloss Bomb Stick and Is It Fussy in the Gloss Bomb Stick. So those are the 4 lipsticks. And then the one balm that I've just been wearing on repeat the last couple of weeks or month. And then just a couple of extras that I had forgotten to mention. I got this in the summer, but I've still been having it in my bag in case I forget to do enough SPF. Clarins 50 Invisible Stick for the face. It smells so delicious. If you don't like fragrance on your face, then this is a bit too perfumey, but it doesn't irritate my face. And it's like a clear orange gel stick that I can just swipe. So I've always got that with me. And then this is my second now Delilah Lip Saviour because I wanted one here and one in my handbag all the time. I've got lip product on now, so I can't really show you. But even if you just use this, it's got no real colour to it. Maybe it's got a bit of colour enhancing. It's got this cooling metal tip. And you just put it over in the morning before you do any makeup or as your lip product. And it just makes your lips look more attractive and it hydrates. And if you're going to do a matte lip that's a bit drying, you can prep with this and then make sure there's not too much of it, like massage it in and then do your matte liquid lip or whatever, and it will save you from your lips looking dry and cakey. I mean, it's just so good. Everything. I'm going to do the giveaway of these books in tomorrow's video just because I've got so much makeup all over my hand and I don't want to get it on the books. But I've chosen a winner from the entries from my favourites a month ago. At some point I will try and link all of this, but it may be that the video goes up and the links kind of filter through when I get the odd half an hour to do them. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it wasn't too long, but there was a lot to get through. I'm sure I've forgotten something. What's coming up next after tomorrow's other part of my favourites is I've got in this bag, in my Merit bag, my stash of holiday releases. And it's not complete. There's still some things that haven't arrived yet, but it's been really exciting opening them. And I'm not sure yet how to tackle it. Are you interested in that? Do you want a haul of everything from Dior, Merit, etc.? Or do you prefer that I do it brand by brand and do get ready, you know, like demonstrate the products? I'm not that comfortable applying makeup on camera, but I will. Yeah, let me know. It's so early this year. It's crazy. And then I'd like to know, I always ask you this, what do you want me to film? I do often get my ideas from the comments below, so that would be useful. I hope you enjoyed this. I don't normally film in the evening with weird light. That part of that ring light is switched off, so I'm like Phantom of the Opera like that, but it is what it is. I hope you're still able to enjoy it, and I'll see you in the next one, which is Autumn Winter Fashion Favourites. Bye guys.